Alrighty. Hey everyone, good morning. Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? Good? Good to have you all here. My name is Carl. I'm the founder and CEO of SwipeBuy. We are one source partner here of Performance Food Group, and going to spend here the next 20 to 30 minutes to talk a little bit about AI, okay? And obviously, there's a lot of noise about AI, right? It's in the news every day. And what I want to focus on at the highest level, really at the kind of entry level, how can AI potentially help you to win back some time? Which I would assume for all of you is a very, very scarce resource, right? Like, yes, time is a scarce resource, awesome. So, let's jump right into it. The first thing, let's see. When we think about winning back time, right, I think this seems to be, is maybe, a familiar setting. And in the end, what I want to focus here on today is how can AI help you win back time with these things that are on the business. This is maybe a little bit misleading on the right of the image. This is not meant to be a lot of delivery tablets. It's just meant to be the internet, right? The internet, social media, phone calls, reviews, loyalty, rewards, marketing, emails, SMS, and I can keep going, right? And in the end, most businesses, including me running SwipeBuy as an AI company, the challenge is always how do you manage on versus in, right? How do you manage making that food, serving the customer, the day-to-day in, when there is this entire on the business, which actually generally brings the business forward. And so what we're going to focus on here today in 20 minutes, as much as I can cover, is how can AI potentially help you on the business, can help you to do the things that are not in it. For that, there must be some robotics company solving that, but I don't know if any of us wants to do that in a restaurant anyways, right? Like the whole point is to have an in-person experience, but the digital world, who is digital in the first place, AI can really help. So before I'm gonna jump into this, by quick show of hands, who of you has used AI already, like in any form or shape? Beautiful. When is the first time you used AI? The first time? Couple years ago? Oh, sat here. Okay, perfect. Anyone else? When is the first time? Anyone in the back of the room? When is the first time you used AI? July this year. All right. To kind of set the scene a little bit, I assume all of you have used AI way before. Any one of you had a Nokia phone back in the day? Yes? Any one of you used to text writing hello as 42556, and then the word hello came out, right? When you use that T9. That was AI already. Like that was a super light version of a language model predicting when you put the numbers that it's hello, right? Could have been any other combination of letters. In 2006, a more advanced version of AI came out, and that was Google Translate, right? That was a version of a language model. And then we had in 2011 Siri come out. So why I'm showing this is in the end is AI actually is nothing new, right? It is something that has been around for some time, and most of us have been using it probably substantially, right? I mean, at least the T9 and for sure Google Translate. So why am I here today, right? Why? And I mean, yeah, I was here last year too in Dallas, I think, right? But why am I here today talking about AI? Why is it all over the news? Because in the thing, one fundamental thing changed in 2020, actually. It really became public in 2022, and that is size matters. What really happened is that the power of the models have grown exponentially. And that is why, we all talk now about AI, why we all probably got a kick out of playing with ChatGPT, and why I think most of you raise your hand actually actively knowing that you are using AI. And to put a little bit in perspective, right, to set the scene here, when Google Translate came out in 2011, it had 200 million parameters. Parameters you can think about is like a brain cell. It's like a synapses, right? Like it's just 200 million data points connected. Then OpenAI came with ChatGPT that was publicly available a couple years later, but that came out already in 2020. 175 billion parameters. And now in 2025, GTP5 came out. 7 as an estimate. OpenAI didn't actually officially disclose it. 17 trillion parameters. A brain approximately has 100 trillion synapses, right, which would be equivalent of these parameters in a model. So we're getting close. We're getting close. And so today the question is, well, how can you use for yourself, for your business, 17 trillion parameters, right? Like what can 17 trillion parameters do for your restaurant? And for that, we go back on the on part, okay? We're gonna focus here on the business part. And the three core things that I wanna focus on is collaborate, understand, and build. And the first two we're gonna cover really quick, but I hope with some nuggets that, maybe you help you just, maybe it's a takeaway after you're leaving the room, you can implement it. When we talk about collaborate, I think the one key takeaway maybe from this presentation should be just, with AI, please never ever type. Never type, because when you type, you cannot type fast enough. You cannot type fast enough to download your brain into that AI model. And so what I really, as one of the first things how you can use AI day to day in your business, if you're not doing it already, because I assume that's maybe most of you are doing already, is install ChatGPT or go on a computer, install Gemini, install Perplexity, whatever you want. Never type, always talk to it and use it as a collaborator. That is really one of the easiest things how you can get started and probably will win back some of your time. Because all of that's in your brain, what you could do with the business. You can now actually have a buddy or a partner that engages with you. And that's hopefully nothing new. I think some of you are doing it already. But I just want to quickly show you, right? Like the power of it. We're going to go here live into ChatGPT. I don't know, what's the thing, what's on anyone's mind for your business? Just scream. Finding more help. All right, right? So what type of business do you run? Hey, I have a fast casual restaurant, and a common concern I have is I'm looking to find more help. Like I need more staff. The people that I get want crazy wages. What would be like 1 or 2 best practices, or maybe 5, that I could think about to find more help and attract more staff? Again, I didn't type, right? Me typing that would have taken forever. And the beautiful thing, by the way, is my ams, my thinking, my going on a tangent, that's more data for the model, right? Like we'll be like, well, I tried doing this flyer, I tried a radio ad or whatever, I'm paying $25 an hour, I'm based in here, I'm based there, the tip law changed. Keep talking. That all will go in there and it will make the model, smarter in a way, but we'll be able to answer it better. So, right, let's see what OpenAI comes up here with us. Rethink compensation beyond hourly pay, instant pay, weekly pay, right? And maybe things you all thought about already, right? But now the model is now spitting out, target the right pool, right? Improve your job app, employer brand, couple of things. And now it's about, again, use it as a companion. Don't stop here and be like, oh, well, this is hard. But right, then you can be like, okay, like this is really interesting with the hourly pay, performance bonuses. What would be some common bonuses like, and what would be something that I can make this actually cash flow positive? Can you give me some ideas? Again, I'm rambling here, right? I didn't know that we're talking about finding help, but here we go. And this is just, again, first thing, talk to it, interact with it. You're gonna get so much inspiration, so much good nuggets, and you can start building with it. You can start like, oh, if in the end the idea is to build an Indeed ad, to build a little flyer, a little radio campaign, you can build this here with a buddy, right? Winning back time by creating mental capacity and winning back time by, in the end, having a collaborator, right? Like your partner in your business, like your family members. I assume most of you have probably very supportive family members, right? It's otherwise hard to start a business quite often. Well, now, the family member is not available at 2 a.m. when you wake up, have the idea. OpenAI is, right? So use it that way. The next thing is understand. So when you start collaborating, I think one of the common things I think also you want to have in mind is you want to ask questions. You want to dive deeper. And if you don't know what question to ask what question should I ask, right? Like, and what we see quite often is that when people use AI, you touch the surface level. Again, with these simple models, that's all free. OpenAI, the base version is free. Perplexity is free. But when you talk to it and you are, just being what, again, I find help, and it just gives you this list. Well, now you just made yourself more work, right? Because now you have to go through a list. So I think one core recommendation is you want to ask questions. And who of you uses Toast? All right. Who uses Square? Few. Toast just launched, right, their AI app where you can ask questions, right? But not just ask, what were my sales? Well, you could go in the dashboard. Well, what is an insight based on the sales? Hey, Toast, or whatever they say, if they give it a name, I don't know, right? Hey, ChatGPT, hey, Siri, like, what question should I ask you based on that sales trend? And we'll tell you what questions, right? What is there an insight? Is there any item that was a loss leader? Why is that a loss leader? And do you have any ideas here? Again, keep interacting, keep asking questions. Really like switch your mind of just trying to understand the high level and go deep, 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 right? Like if we use this example here right now, liquid bowline. Is there any questions I should think about, I should ask you to really drill down my compensation model? Because I don't know, I don't run a restaurant day to day. So let's see what it comes up with, right? Excellent instinct. Thanks for validating. Do you want to attract staff or retain staff long-term, right? Well, maybe again, I can ask, like, what is best practice? Would you rather offer high base pay or small bonuses or lower base? Well, now I can turn this, what is the best practice here, right? So this has misunderstood me a little bit, giving me now questions that I need to think about, but you can just throw them back. And so, again, as a high-level assumption here, ask questions, right? And if you have Toast, I would highly encourage you, like, get that app and really use that to like, again, engage, vibe with the system, right? Like have a conversation, because what Toast just gave you, and I think Square released something very similar, and I mean, probably Clover will come with something soon and all the others too, it just gave you a buddy that understands your data inside out 24/7. And if you are not on Toast or any of the platforms, just upload your sales report into ChatGPT. Right? Just upload as much as data as you can. I mean, be a little bit sure about privacy, right? Phone numbers and emails, maybe don't do that. But general sales data, upload it in there. Ask questions. Have the model become your friend. If I talk to OpenAI, it knows Swipe By inside out. It probably knows it better than me. That's a good thing or bad thing to be discussed, right? But it helps us right now grow. It helps me right now run the business. One important part here, and this sometimes is overlooked, garbage in means garbage comes out. Right? And so, for example, and I overheard, right, the conversation here with the previous talk, I mean, if you're 30% of your business is on Uber Eats and DoorDash, well, that is a black pool of data. If you now run analysis on just 70% of your business, I don't know if that's garbage, but it's certainly not the whole picture, so the insights are not that relevant anymore, right? When we ask the question here, well, I have a hard time finding help. Well, that's not a garbage question, but a super high-level question. Where are you located? What state are you in? What are the employment laws? What have you done before, right? Like, the more information and the more accurate information you can give it, the better the outcome. So just very important, and probably a good reminder, if you, again, have customer data, if you have sales data, really try to bring it all into one place. This will be like data is the new oil, right? That will be really the baseline for you to have AI fully autonomously work for you and fully autonomously, again, help you to be on the business, but for that AI needs to understand the business. Another interesting one, right, is that I'm always thinking garbage in, garbage out. I mean, understanding customer demographics. If you just have some sales data, looking to understand customer demographics, well, what do you really need? You need to understand, was it an American Express Platinum or Visa regulated debit, right? Like, that is your juiciest pie of data. It's probably somewhere buried in your POS, right? But the question is, can you extract it? Can you upload that? Then you add some zip codes to it or your delivery data. Now AI can come up with a direct mail campaign for you within minutes. Don't need to hire anyone, and will be better, by the way, than any local agency you could ever hire, right? Because the agency doesn't look at credit card distribution by zip code of your business. AI can in seconds, okay? But again, important, garbage in, garbage out. What I spend a little bit of time here on now is build, the last part, right? So collaborate, just talk to it, ask questions, kind of goes on the same line as collaborate. But now you can truly use AI to build things that can help you grow your business. And a couple things I want to look at. The first one is content. Social media, outbound, print, right? Like if you are remotely operating your business like I operate Swipe By, this is some of the things that always get pushed out, right? Because it's actually hard to create that good email, and you don't want to just send junk, right? It's hard to create that good social media post. Maybe there's even a little bit of anxiety involved, being like, will this hit the audience? Will that not hit the audience? And so you can really use AI in seconds, and that's what we're going to do here in a second, to create some pretty cool content, and some pretty cool content very fast. Here in the first row, fast casual restaurant. What's the name of your restaurant, if you don't mind? How do you spell it? In? New? NBBT? All right, let's see. Perfect, right? So what we're going to do right now, we're going to grab this picture. Boom. and we'll think about some social media campaign. I'm going to download this real quick. Now we're going to just flip gear here real quick. I'm going to do a new chat and be like, hey, I'm owning Pomodori I'm owning Pomodori in Newburyport, Massachusetts, and I'm thinking about to do a fun little viral video. What is currently some TikTok trends, like TikTok video trends that would be something I could jump on? Let's see. Okay, fun trends. Secret menu, hack style revealed. Visually catchy food, customizing layering, challenging limited time, bold flavor pairing. All right, we have to dive deeper. Let's do a different one here. Isn't there a trend about this, just doubling, like doubling? You order like one thing and then, it just becomes more and more and more? Boom, right? Talking to it. Searching for TikTok doubling transition trend. Yes. The double take typically looks like a split second jump or cut switch where the same person appears twice. The clip builds anticipation, usually the best drop in music. Pomodori, how to use it. All right, gives us some ideas. Let's be like, what would be the, well, I'm typing. I'm needed to follow my own advice. What would be a starting image? So I have a photo of a roast beef sandwich with some fries, which looks absolutely amazing. What would be the starting scene with that roast beef sandwich to then do a video with that trend? Is gold for this trend. It's very nice that ChatGPT is always so validating, right? Okay, TikTok concept, breakdown, okay, visual start. Tied on the roast beef sandwich photo, make it look static at first, just like a picture. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, again, this is not fun enough, I wanna do, but so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to Gemini, which is Google, all free. These are all free tools. We're gonna upload a photo here, we're gonna upload the sandwich, and let's just, let me see, where does it else wanna take this video? Transition, double take. On the beat drop, camera flashes, head will sound, the sandwich suddenly comes to life. Fries move, cheese melts, steam rises. Okay, so what's your favorite place to vacation? Greece. Okay, put this sandwich into a scene in Greece. I don't know. All right, we're winging it. But in the end, right, like if it would have happened to be, you want to do the trend in Greece, this will actually just take a second here. Normally, if you are using ChatGPT, it will be way slower. Gemini is fairly quick. But here we go now, we have your sandwich in Greece. Boom. That's actually your sandwich. It's not anymore some fake AI looking stuff, right? Like that was really quick. So boom, we're gonna download that sandwich right now. You wanna crop out at the bottom the little Gemini thing, but here it is. Now, let's go back here and be like, okay, so I put the sandwich actually in a speech scene in Greece. Can you write me a JSON script for Veo 3 to now tow that static picture into a video following that trend that we discussed? So JSON script is just a way of code language. You could also just give me a prompt, right? But again, I'm not even thinking here, right? Like my brain has been off pretty much, right? Like I do AI, do the work. And now what we're gonna do here is now it's gonna spit out this thinking we don't wanna think, it's gonna be too slow. So now it's gonna spit out actually like you would brief a photo crew, like you would brief a camera crew. You will see that here in a second. Let's see, come on. Be a little quicker, here we go. This is now, right? So version 1.0, Pomodori roast beef double take in Greece. A short rival TikTok style video using double take trend, scene 1, scene 2, bottom center. It gives me everything for the camera. It might even give me sound instructions. So we'll just have that load here, giving us the storyboard, right? The literal storyboard for that particular video. It does even some text, I think. Wait, what? And I'm not even reading, so we will see what comes out of this, okay? Okay, boom, give me the resolution. I'm now gonna copy the code. We're gonna go back to Gemini, because that's generally one of the better ones for video. We're going to open a new tab. We're going to do Tool, Create Video with Veo. We're going to upload the file of the burger in Greece. And then we're going to put that JSON thing in here, right? Let's just double check. I mean, we'll just go. Let's have a look. This will take actually a minute. We'll just see real quickly if it does it, and I will continue here. I'm generating your video based on your JSON description. Perfect, okay. So that's how quickly, right? Like we spent here, like what, I spent here 2 minutes, we'll need another minute, and we just created a fun video, right? And in the end, just this you can write down if you not use already, but this would be my recommendation for some AI tools you want to use. ChatGPT, Brainstorm. I think one of the best ones to talk every day. Perplexity, amazing for research. You want to figure out what does your competitors do around you. You want to figure out, I mean, you want to figure out what's the price for this in my market, who opened where, what opened where. Hey, can you go through the local Gazette newspaper and figure out all new restaurant openings, and do you find any commonality that I could implement in my business? Perplexity, I mean, or ChatGPT, Perplexity is a little bit better, will read every freaking article and then come that for you, right? Like you really have a buddy here. Gemini, does Google for image creation. They just released a new model called Nano Banana, which we just used, significantly better than ChatGPT. And Veo 3 sits in Gemini if you want to create fun videos, right? And even it's just a video that gives you some joy because you are turning your staff, right? You have problem finding your staff. Here's one thing that we do at SwipeBuy. Once a month, we have a Taco Tuesday. And in our sales team, I'm creating fun AI videos of the team, right? Like fun AI videos, best closer, best ratio, best whatever. That creates culture in a super easy way, right? Like when you probably gonna hear the last night, Linda, right? Like PFG will show that fun video of the experience here, and you all will be pumped. Well, that cost PFG a lot of money to create that video. You can create this on a micro level now extremely quickly, right? Like so, again, things how you can think about your business. I'll get to questions when I'm done. So let's go back to Gemini. It's still working, so we're gonna get back to it here once it's done. I think the internet is a little bit slower here, but that's content. Being found is the next one, and I'm gonna go through those a little bit quicker, right? Like a core challenge normally is, well, how can people find my business, right? What can I do that I don't have to spend millions in marketing? Well, ask OpenAI about this, right? Like for example, what if we would ask, I mean, we'll just go with it here. So, you know, hey, for my restaurant, can you do a quick analysis of my website and my Google search and figure out what would be some good ideas how I can increase visibility and be found across Google, across OpenAI? Again, it probably will come back now with things like write a blog post, do this, do that. Well, AI can then create those things for you, right? So again, content creation. If you think about what makes people find your business, normally it's content, right? Like it's I read a review, I read a blog post, I read an article, I watch a video. So being found means having content out there. The more content you have out there, the more likely is that you're being found. And here's again what's working: SEO, Google My Business, content discovery, 5 things here, like more frequently blog posts. Ha! I predicted that, right? 5 things to know about our roast beef sandwich. And you know, you can just talk to it. AI will write that blog post. You put that up there. Now every time someone Googles in Newbury or right, like best roast beef sandwich or something like that, higher chance to be found, right? Significantly easy. So being found, again, a key thing where you can use AI. Let's quickly go back to the video. Still loading, so we'll see when that comes out. The other one, operations. And that goes actually to the question of, retaining staff. When you run your tight ship of a business, normally training manuals, operation manuals, when you have staff turnover, right? Like how can you make the staff stick longer, get implemented quicker? Use AI. Use AI for that, right? Like recommendation that I've seen business owners do is you put that thing on listening to you and you just walk through the step. I'm here right now taking the dough out of the fridge. It's round. I'm now rounding it out. I need to put 1 hand of flour on the thing. Then you grab 2 scoops of tomato sauce. Just keep talking to it. Can you now please put this into a brief 1-pager as a training manual I can distribute to my staff on how to make a pizza? Boom, done. Done. Before it took you days to build, right? And you probably never got to it, at least if you are like me, I'm always projecting myself on others, but you probably never get to it because it's such a painful task, right? Building training, it's such a painful task. Well, let AI do those painful tasks for you. We'll go back to the video. Well, we'll hope we'll get it today. So, coming to an end here, right, so that we have a little bit time for Q&A. This is a little bit of data what's happening right now, right? And what we're seeing here right now is the adoption of paid AI, industries that are paying for AI. So we're now, again, going back from a couple of real-world examples that hopefully you can implement in your business to, well, where's the industry? We're seeing that technology, 70% of companies have started paying for AI. In food service, it's only 21%. I think there's something really interesting here. What that means is if you have seen valuations of companies, if you've seen profitability of companies, well, a lot of that was created over the last 2 years is because of AI. And in the food service, in the restaurant industry, there's still a mega opportunity, right? There's still a mega opportunity for all of you to probably create a lot more value, improve margins, improve the business, grow the business with AI. So I would not look at this from a restaurants are behind. No, it's actually, there is still a massive upside. Think about what happened in tech. Think about what happened in finance. And the juice, the fun is just getting started for restaurants, which is generally really excited. And as a parting note here, right, what next? And this is my humble opinion, but I think what's going to happen with AI is that a simpler time is coming. If we would sit here in a group in the 80s or in the 90s and would survey all of you back then, why did you start the business? Probably the internet, social media, and so on would not come up too much, right? It's probably not a reason, tech is not a reason why you started your businesses in most cases. And if I would survey all of you here today, you're probably going to say the same thing, right? You're not going to say, oh, I started my Pomodori restaurant because I wanted to create a great social media brand. Maybe, likely not, right? And I think AI is extremely exciting times for restaurant owners, because for a company like us, it's scary. People can build what we do overnight. AI threatens our core business model. For a restaurant, it actually doesn't, right? I think what happens is here, as a slight little prediction, what AI will do over the next couple of years, it will mean that for you, it goes back to the basics, what likely is the number one reason why you started the business in the first place. Great location, great product, great atmosphere. And then all the other stuff that has been piling on since 2000, since the invention of the internet, will slowly be going away again because AI will do it. And it will equalize the market. Everyone will be the same. It doesn't matter anymore who got the influence or who didn't get it. What will matter again is, do you have a good location? Do you have a good product? And do you have a good atmosphere, right? Do your customers actually enjoy being in the place? And I think that's a very bright thing to look forward to, right? In a crazy world with AI. That is how I would look at it. And last thing, it's a vibe. I think as the parting note, you just want to vibe with AI. And in coding, we say vibe coding. You don't write code anymore. You just talk to the thing, and then it builds the app. And so that is where, just my only plug here for SwipeBuy, if you don't have time to vibe, even though it can give you time back, check out SwipeBuy, or you can come to our booth. Again, we're a company who automates all of those things, kind of what I showed you already. But with that, let's leave it on a high note. I think that's going to be very exciting next couple of years, because it should mean, in theory, was a little bit of a rocky start right now, but that you all will go back to simpler times. And the business will not go away, right? In the world of AI, what we likely will crave is good location, good food, good experience. Thank you. And we'll see if this video comes, and we'll have this load here. But yeah, any questions? You had a question, yeah?
You talked about talking to it so it gets to know you and your nuances. Thank you. Talking to your AI that you're using so it gets to know you and your nuances. Do you need to do that across all the different platforms? Do they communicate with each other, or how does that go? Do they?
So I think you want to find your platform of choice, because they don't communicate with each other, right? So for example, I'm heavy on ChatGPT. If I would ask you a question, what should I do for my business to be more found? It would give me some answers for SwipeBuy, right? Even though we just talked about Pomodori. And so no, unfortunately, they don't talk with each other. They're all competitive with each other. But so you want to find the one platform that you enjoy the most. I would recommend ChatGPT or Perplexity, but that stuff changes. And then actually across all of these chats here, right? So across all of these chats, it will start, well, this is Gemini right now, right? But in ChatGPT, if I go here, I have all of these different conversations, and it will start learning across those and will, again, really understand your business. Great question.
Carl, that's a great insight. I've got a question here.
There.
And I have the microphone.
Perfect.
Can you predict a little bit about how AI may impact the customer experience as they physically enter or go into a restaurant?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I think, right, like there is probably, like, in the physical world, AI will need to be embodied through a robot or something like that, right? And now we can go in the real sci-fi scenarios where your staff will have the little thingy on here and will understand how my pupils go up and down when I read burger, and then will recommend a burger. That will happen eventually, right? But I think when it comes to I mean, I'm not the number one expert in it, right? But if I think about the customer experience, obviously over the next couple of years and already, it arguments how you're being found. Right? Like, for example, if you put a lot of work in SEO, traditionally, that your website is being found with keywords, well, customers are now on ChatGPT, right? So it influences heavy today already. How do people get to your business? When you are coming into your business, I think it's more, again, the flyer that they see, the video board, right? Like maybe the logo design. I mean, those are all things where AI will probably help you to argument and optimize that guest experience. Deeper in operations or the front staff or the greeting, there's probably companies working on it. But my prediction is that, I mean, and I might be horribly wrong about this, right? But in a world where we go more digital and digital and digital, and even though we like takeout, right, and this has been growing forever, we probably will start craving the in-person experience even more, right? So I think as and the restaurant industry will probably one that should be a winner, and you might want to not optimize too heavy on AI, because I'm so sick and tired seeing AI and digital stuff digital everywhere, and you want to optimize to bring people in, but it's actually very refreshing to be then inside the business and have a real experience. But again, there, right, like your staff that is, oh, how was your experience? You know, that training manual, well, that could be created again with AI, right? So AI can be a backbone that enables you to have the humans that are at the front line become better. You can have them use AI. Hey, I had this customer, they asked for this recommendation and it threw me off. What should I do about it, right? Like it can help you to make your stuff better. Does that remotely answer the question? Yeah, cool. Any other questions? Yes, please.
A lot of times when I use ChatGPT, I upload. Thank you. Sorry. A lot of times when I use ChatGPT, if I upload a photo for a visual, it comes out distorted.
Yeah.
Do you think that Gemini is better for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So with the new model, like, right, like if we would have put the same picture here of this burger into ChatGPT, it would have looked like a half cartoon, right? But this is very likely pretty spot on, right? Like that's actually like the newspaper and everything. So yeah, I would recommend for photos, Gemini. But that changes. That might be in 4 weeks again. Maybe ChatGPT gets ahead with a new release. Yeah, any other, yeah.
I largely use ChatGPT for just creating a quick email response to people. Is there another way to use AI to help me? Like email is a big thing that takes so much time every day and in the morning. Is there any platforms that help me prioritize emails, respond to them quicker, have things ready for me there?
Well, not to prioritize emails, right? But hey, I'm running a restaurant. I'm looking for a platform that helps me to read my emails, prioritize them, and is something I can plug into my Gmail to just be better at seeing what's important and helping me to maybe even answer them. What are some good plugins or some good companies I could use? I don't know, but AI might. All right. So let's just see. ChatGPT, maybe you can integrate it, actually, all right? Filters daily. Okay, well, I would need, again, ask another question. Give me some companies, right? But it seems like that you maybe can AI mail assistant, ChatGPT for, so ChatGPT seems to have a plugin, right? So you maybe just want to see how you can plug that in and it might does it for you. Yeah, no. I mean, again, Swipe By is, in the end, we'll do something fun since we have a couple minutes here, right? So if we do what Swipe By does in the end, right, like is trying to automate some of these things fully autonomously. So if we go here in right, what was the exact address? Newbury. Swipe By is in the end everything I showed you just on autopilot. Everything I showed you done for you, right? And what we are saying is that we are the platform that is in the end is it's not about automation anymore. And I mean, let's talk a bit about it. It's not about automation, but it's about being done for you. All of you, you talked about email, right? Like there's a gazillion ways you can send emails, including in your POS. The challenge is you still have to write that email, right? Like what most companies have done, they added that little magic wand, right? Or you say, you go to ChatGPT, you ask the email, you copy paste it over, you send it in Gmail, well, you can just then write the answer almost direct. And so the question is, or what SwipeBuy tries to do is we're trying to take the data in real time instead of giving you another tool that you maybe never use, another tool to optimize social media, another tool to edit your website, another tool to send an email, another tool to send a text messaging campaign, I mean, you're probably so overwhelmed by tools, right? And you have, I mean, from experience, you all have such sales resistance to tools, right? You just don't want to hear it anymore. That there is, but really with AI, there can be a change in the tool now uses itself. You don't have to log in. You don't have to configure it. And that's in part what we do, right? And so what we see here is, I mean, we help with, I mean, we could do a fun little thing. We could call, you're closed right now. We could call Pomodori right now and see who would pick up. Does anyone pick up? What is if I want to place an order? Well, we could, again, what SwipeBuy does is we have a phone answering solution. There's a lot of other companies who do the same. If we would call this number right now, Pomodori would pick up. We just built a quick demo, right? That's obviously not the real life number. We're doing a lot in review and reputation management, helping you to rank higher. And we don't want to look at a 1-star. Let's get a 5-star one. We're helping you to rank higher, across Google search, AI search by answering reviews actually in a way that the algorithms can pick it up better. We can help with social media. Again, we don't know much about your business, right? But right now we just created here some post real quick, right? I don't know if you post every day, if you post often enough. These might be relevant. This might be your style. It might be not. But just in seconds here, your food from your Google profile, which might be not even professional food photography, right? Like, hey, this is a customer review with your pizza. Boom, create it like that. You could post that, right? AI can do that for you in real time. We're doing remarketing and retargeting. We're doing a bunch of stuff, right? But in the end, you can think about us. We're an advertisement agency without the cost of an agency. Not anymore $2,000 retainer, but more like $300 a month for the same thing that normally the agency would do, right? Because AI connects to your POS, reads all the data, and then automates things. We have a booth here, so you can find us there. I'm done? All right, if you have any other questions, please reach out. Thank you. Oh, video. Let's hope. Come on. Yeah, I will. Well, if it's live, find us at our booth, and we're going to show it at our booth, right? Or I will send it to Linda, and if it's a fun video, we'll just share it or something like that. Thank you for your time.